Hello and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. Firstly, apologies for not being around that much. This has been killing me because it's a new set out. There are so many fun things to do and so many fun mechanics to play, and my work has just been crippling me. So unfortunately, I'm not a professional Magic the Gathering content creator. It may surprise many of you to hear. Yeah, I have had to prioritise paying my mortgage. But on good news, the good news is that I am at least back to make this one and hopefully a couple more over the next week. So, what are we playing today? Well, what we're playing is Mishra, claimed by Gix. So, the reason we are playing this is it looks amazingly fun. I don't know how good it's going to be. This is a bit of trial and error deck. As I said, I haven't really been playing a lot, so I'm not actually that familiar with standard meta. I do know that a lot of people who are in Mythic are playing soldiers, just from watching what's happening, but also I have untapped stats. It's got the highest win rate on the ladder at the moment at around 60%, I think. So, you know, I want to play a deck that has a chance against soldiers, and when I was playing with soldiers, playing against black was one of the harder colours. So, we are playing a black-based deck, and Mishra, claimed by Gix, is black. So, we are playing 3 of these. They are a 4-costing 3/5 legendary Phyrexian human artificer. Whenever you attack, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of attacking creatures. We're not really based around that ability in this deck. It is obviously nice. I mean, it never hurts to have that. I think there could be a fun deck with like Phoenix Chick or something, you know, things that are evasive and fast and cheap to trigger that a lot of times, but that's not the goal of this deck. If Mishra, claimed by Gix, and a creature named Phyrexian Dragon Engine are attacking, you own both and control them, exile them, and meld them into Mishra, lost to Phyrexia. It enters the battlefield tapped and attacking. So if we attack with this and the Phyrexian Dragon Engine, which is this 3-costing artifact creature, Phyrexian Dragon, 2/2 double strike, when it enters the battlefield from your graveyard, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards. It has Unearth of 5, so 2 red and 3. So, if this is in our graveyard, we can unearth, in other words, bring it back with haste, i.e. it will be easier to be attacking with both of these if we have Mishra on the battlefield and then unearth this, as we only really need to keep one alive at a time. If we play this on turn 3 and they kill it, we play this on turn 4, we can unearth this on turn 5 and still get the meld to happen. If these do meld, we get to play with Mishra, lost to Phyrexia, which is a 9/9 legendary artifact creature, Phyrexian Artificer, which obviously cannot be gone for by the throat. It can't be cut down quite clearly, it can't be obliteratingly bolted, it's too big. Very hard to remove creature. When it enters the battlefield, so as soon as it melds, you will get a 1 trigger of this. You choose 3. Target opponent discards 2 cards. Mishra deals 3 damage to any target. Destroy target artifact or planeswalker. Creatures you control gain menace and trample. Creatures you don't control get -1/-1, or create 2 tapped Power Stone tokens. I mean, all of these abilities are good except maybe the last one. Very commonly you'll be doing 3 damage to any target, because that is always nice. I mean, it basically makes this 12/12 if you want it to be. Target opponent discards 2 cards. It only costs you 3 mana to get that effect, so that's crazy. And then gaining menace and trample is something we're probably going to use quite a lot. Obviously, if this flips, it's pretty much game over. I mean, you pretty much win on the turn they meld. Not always, but unless the opponent has an immediate way to deal with this, so if they're holding a Infernal Grasp, then great for them. But at the moment, most people have transitioned to go for the throat, as have we. So if they do happen to get a Mishra down, if you look at my deck, I have virtually 0 ways of dealing with it. Virtually none. Unless I've got a Sheoldred to block, or this one copy of Gix's command, we're not dealing with it either. So yeah, I think it's going to be fun to try and get this down. Outside of this combo, I'm kind of running a couple of things to facilitate building this, which is Fable of the Mirror Breaker. You may discard up to 2 cards, draw that many. So obviously cycling through our deck is good for assembling combos, but also because if we stick the Dragon Engine into the graveyard, we can then unearth it later. It's basically safer in the graveyard than it is on the battlefield, apart from obviously Graveyard Trespassers or Sun Girl Sentinels, things like that. but we'll know if our opponent's playing those, and we won't then throw it away by choice. Yeah, this just seems really nice with these. So obviously Fable is in the deck. As a sort of result of playing Fable and playing Rakdos cards, we're running 4 Bloodtithe Harvesters. This age-old combo has won me so many games I can't even remember. I mean, it's the biggest 2-card combo in Standard, I would say. It's just so reliable for removing creatures that, yeah, even on its own, without any other blood-making stuff, this always seems to give you some kind of value. I am then running 2 Sheoldreds, which is an old card. We're running 2 Gixian Puppeteers. So this is a 4-costing 4/3 Phyrexian Warlock. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, each opponent loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. Well, we draw additional cards with Fable, we draw additional cards with Gix, we draw additional cards with the Blood of Bloodtithe Harvester, we draw additional cards with the Unearth of the Phyrexian Dragon Engine. So we've got lots of different ways of drawing more cards, basically, is where I'm getting at. So we could trigger this ability quite a lot. Obviously, we can also cycle Ziatora's Proving Ground. When it dies, return another target creature with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, if we have this on the battlefield, and we have a Mishra, for example, and they kill the Puppeteer, we are going to get back a Dragon Engine. And this has, when it enters the battlefield, when we discard our hand and draw 3 cards. So just a little extra bonus interaction there, because obviously when you read that, it sort of reads like if you unearth it, you may do that effect, but it's just if it comes back from the graveyard in any form, including resurrected by the Puppeteer. We're running 3 copies of the Phyrexian Fleshgorger. So this is the 7-costing 7/5 Menace Lifelink Ward, pay life equal to its power. However, obviously we're mostly playing this as a 3-drop, so it kind of fits in our curve here. As a 3/3 Menace lifelink. It's nice to have some way of gaining life back, especially if we're going to pay life to draw cards with Gix. And yeah, this card has just been a bit of an overperformer in any deck that can play it. And we are heavily black, so we're pretty well suited to playing this. Obviously, it's nice to draw late, it's nice to draw early. I just love cards like that fit in that kind of can be played early, can be played late. So this prototype mechanic, especially if it's like on a good card, looks really good. We're playing 2 of Gix, as I mentioned. So this has, whenever a creature deals combat damage from your opponents, its controller may pay 1. So basically, when you deal combat damage, you can pay 1 life and draw a card for each creature that did damage. Drawing more may help us assemble our little Meld combo more, but also drawing is always good. It then has this crazy ability of 7 discard X cards. Look at the top X cards of target opponent's library. You may play lands and cast spells among them, blah blah blah. I don't think that's going to come into use very often, costing us 7, but you never know. 2 Liliana, she's still good. As I said earlier, we've got the Dragon Engines to discard, which we can play from the graveyard, so there's some synergy there. Being able to just use it as a sacrifice outlet. I mean, if you see a lot of Fleshgorgers around, being able to force them to sack it without paying the life is very nice. Being able to get rid of Sheoldreds or, you know, Mishra if they happen to have one out. No, yeah, it's a nice way of sort of some flexible extra removal. I'm running 2 Go for the Throat, 3 Cut Down, and 2 Obliterating Bolts, so only a total of 7 removal spells. The reason I'm only running 7 is we are also running Liliana, and we're running 2 Bloodthirsty Adversary to flash these back. So it's the relatively flexible removal package, apart from against big artifact creatures, because then we don't have any removal for them apart from Liliana. However, what I'm hoping is that if we remove all their other stuff, we can then use our Liliana or our Gix's command to remove their big stuff. Let's see how this sort of package of removal works out. If I need to start playing some grasps or, you know, other forms of removal, then I will do. But I think at the moment we're facing a lot of soldier decks, as I said, hence the 3 cut downs, hence the Go for the Throats, and hence the bolts. Bolts are also to deal with things like Tenacious Underdog. Being able to exile those is very nice. If we happen to run into any Phyrexian Dragon Engines on the other side, bolting those will be very nice. And the fact that Bolt can hit Planeswalkers as well is a little bit of extra bonus, as we don't really have very good ways to deal with Planeswalkers. The only additional card in the deck I haven't really talked about is Gix's command. So this is the 5-costing sorcery. Choose 2, put 2 1/1 counters on up to 1 creature. Gains lifelink until end of turn. Well, boosting a thing that has double strike and giving it lifelink seems like it could be a nice thing to do. Similarly, putting 2 counters on this Menace lifelink ward that its ward is related to its power could also be a nice thing to do. Destroy each creature with power 2 or less. This is the main reason we got it in the deck. That mode basically kills most soldiers. And it can be a bit of a surprise to them. People are playing as if sweepers don't exist because of Meat Hook ban. So if you happen to crack that out when there's like 5 or 6 soldiers on the board, it can be pretty game changing. Return up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. It can also be very nice if we're trying to assemble this combo. Opponent can think that they have beaten it by killing multiple copies of these. We can get them back from the graveyard. It's always nice. And each opponent sacrifices a creature with the highest power. It can always be a useful ability. As I said, it's kind of our weakness is big creatures, so for getting rid of like a Sheoldred or a Fleshgorger or something of the other team can be very nice. So I think all in all, this sort of warrants a one-off in this deck. It is 5 costing, so I'm still a bit sceptical of this card, but I own 1 copy as I opened 1 copy, so we're going to play test with 1 in the deck. We are running 25 lands in this deck, which seems about right given that our curve is about here, central. What is it, average cost of 3 in here? Yeah, 3.1. So maybe 25, possibly 26 lands would be better. Could turn this into a land, although that lowers our curve. Yeah, we'll see. I think we'll try it like this. We have got the filtering with Fable, so hopefully we can hit our land drops. And hopefully we can manage to actually meld these creatures. Let's have some games. Okay. Lost a load of rating messing about with decks, but let's see how this one can do for me. Look, we got our 2 pieces. Easy blasting. Bing bing. Ash Nod. Don't see many of those around. No blocks. Or no black aggro, I guess. Looks like it. Definitely go Fleshgorger first. As in before the Dragon Engine, just because I think we want to be playing this on turn 4. This on turn 5, and then we can unearth this if it gets killed before, and not have to have Mishra hanging around for too long. I don't know, just trying to think this through in my head. Maybe that's not quite right. Yeah, cut down, get that out of the way. These seem pretty darn solid, this card. Nope. Okay, they got a good double block, but that's okay. Here's Mishra. Gain 1. See if we can't gain a couple more. There we go. Back up to 19. Okay. They haven't got a good attack at the moment. Let's stick this in. See what happens. Got a blood token. If they kill this during their turn, I will blood to find an extra land so that we can unearth this. Ooh. Are we getting away with this, or are they going to cut it down during our turn? Got the extra land anyway. Sweet. So we'll deal 3 damage to the Praetor. They can discard 2. And we'll gain Menace and Trample. GG. What is this creature? I mean, look, they just got rid of their Invoke Despair and Cruelty of Gix. Oh, yeah. You do hate to see that. I think we'll stick this in. And then we'll draw our extra one with the blood token, like so. Not sure what they could have that would even get rid of this Mishra now. I mean, go for the throat. Oh, because this is an artifact creature. Nah. This thing is just legendary artifacts. Phyrexian, yeah. Not a bad game one. Alright. Grizzlebrand himself. Let's do some more melding. Not my ideal opener, but blue. Human and Grizzlebrand. Look a bit like Obnixus to me. Hello. There we go. Obliterating Bolt. Blue, blue. Okay. These Lilianas could be handy. Get them discard going. Get that hand empty for mono blue. That's what they don't like. Cold. It's blooming freezing in the UK at the moment. I don't know where all of you are based, but God, it's like 6 degrees centigrade here at the moment. Celsius. Blue, blue, blue. What are we doing? It's going to be a Haughty Djinn deck, which means Liliana will be good. We need to get her down though. Get her resolved. Obliterating Bolt should be nice as well. And go for the throat. In fact, we're just stacked full of removal, really. Let's attack. I mean, one of these Lilianas at least will be counted. So let's try. Anyway. Got to get through the counter spells in their hand. Don't think they've got to make disappear. Well, they didn't. Otherwise we wouldn't have resolved this for sure. Are we going to resolve this one? If we resolve the first Liliana, I'll discard this one because there's no destroy in mono blue. Gotta have a think about it, clearly. Probably playing that new blue spell, aren't they? That lets you draw for the number of islands you've got and then discard 2. Something like that. Okay, failed to resolve 1. One negate down. Not that handy here. Let's try number 2. Okay, getting the generic counters out now. Yeah, Djinn. So we've got a couple of removal spells for it. That one's worked. Blood token away the swamp. But nothing to return with the command, but can make our guy a 5/4 lifelink. Make them sack a Djinn. See what's under there. Another harvester, that's good. Since they seem to be struggling with the first one. Alright. I think we'll just hold and cycle the proving ground if there's nothing to go for the throat at. Because we can always command in our own turns, so even if they've got one counter. Nope. Sweet. Not a problem, Grizzlebrand. Down and out. Okay, a slightly harder opponent this time. Number 473. Could be okay. It'd be nice if we top deck a land. an untapped land specifically. Probably soldiers then, yeah. That isn't a land. So I think we have to play this. Interesting that they're main decking this. When I put the sideboard together for my soldiers deck, I had this in it because it is nice against Grixis decks and things like that. But I don't know if it's good enough for main deck to me. I mean, it doesn't really do anything except Mishra. It's nice against. I don't think I want to use my removal on either of those. We know the things we don't want. It's the flying 3-drop blue one. I don't know the names yet. Sky Rider, maybe, or the 3-drop blue Monarch Aspirant. Those are the things we don't want. Anything else I'm happy to deal with for now. Or obviously Arga and whatever it's called, Mire. Don't want that either. Well, that's a shame, but not the end of the world. Do we put both of these in the bin? Maybe. These are the new Tenacious Underdog. Let's go for Shelly. Make them deal with that. They haven't got anywhere near enough planes, but they could exile it with the 2-drop one, Soul Partition. This is the nicer option for us, as we are stacked with removal. So I think what we'll do, give them so much life with that, play our Fleshgorger, and then in turn, and we'll go for the throat if they attack. They're probably not going to attack, they've not got a good attack. That's the thing, Sky Strike Officer. See if they tap their 3. Look, they don't even have. It's got the Summoning Sickness and they still draw off it. What is this card? Is just mental. The fact you can tap in response. This should be. It has to tap or when it attacks or something. Yeah, alright. That's okay, I think. We'll probably cycle that Ziatora, so for now, let's copy this. Attack with both of those. That's alright. You can cut this down. I mean, we can't then use it on the Cathar, but whatever. We're going to gain 6 life, 2 of their creatures, and then we'll kill another one with this.
This is my home, and I don't appreciate it.
We're going to refuel our hand with these anyway. I think it's looking alright. If we can even keep up with this deck, then it's okay. I mean, we're on the draw as well, right? I think so. We can get rid of Liliana if they want to. Probably with the Sky Strike, and then they can tap the other 2 for a card. Oh. I would definitely attack with just the Sky Strike if it was me, because then you've got 3 soldiers to tap for another card. They're going to swing with the Cathar. They got a 3rd one. Do you need a little Gix's command would be nice here. Let's cycle this and see what we can find. That will do. I just didn't want to have to play this in my turn so the Cathars don't flip, but they don't get to flip anyway. Can attack because I don't want to block with a Cathar for sure. They can draw so much with this, it's so annoying. Let's kill this now. They take 2 more damage. They're probably not going to attack with the Cathars anyway. And they've gone through 3 of them. What's the chance there's a 4th? Got to punish them for drawing with the officer. Yeah, pull that one back to hand. Replay, exile Shelley. We can kill it with the Harvester if they do that. Which they may have just realised. Don't know. Mario. Okay. They've definitely gone wide. Unearth one of these. Draw 3 cards. I certainly shall do that. It's a lot of life. Not what we need though. Do we attack with the Fleshgorger? Probably. I want to get their numbers of soldiers down, otherwise they... I mean, they can't really draw anyway, I suppose. Let's see if we can find a cut down for this land, shall we? I think we might have already used... No, yeah, there's only 2 in the deck, I think. Oh, 3, okay. Well, we've got a lot of life. That is for sure. This is also going to help drain them out quicker. Digging for removal. Unfortunately, we didn't find anything to cast off of our 3, and this is flipped. These are flipped. So all they have to do now is double spell. Although if we play this and find a way to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, can't do that and this, which is irritating. We have got another Shelley though, so do we just play that? I think so. Whoops. Gave them a life unnecessarily. They want to tap all their soldiers to draw first, but unless they draw... I guess they could have instant speed removal, they could have the soul partition in this deck. It would be very likely. Cool. Managed to beat the soldiers. It's definitely got something going for it though. Waiting for opponent. Who's it gonna be? Jose David. In the position we were in not that long ago. Until we discovered this killer deck. Do you know what? I think we might be 1 or 2 removal short still. I think you just need so much removal in this format. Another mono black, it looks like it, especially with these sleeves. The Evolved Sleeper. Can spend some more mana on it, yeah. Ready to be bolted into the ground. It's nice to have the bolts for the underdogs, but since we don't have any other removal and I'm holding a Liliana, we want to keep their creature number down. Can always flash that back with the adversary later. Yeah, Liliana gonna get that. No thanks. You can keep that one. I've got my own ones, haven't seen them yet. Liliana of their own.
When I win, you're telling me what you know. Don't overthink things.
Probably this. As we can flash it back. They can discard all of their cards. So if we play this, it gets murdered. We don't play it, they keep making us discard stuff. I think we play it. We're going to be able to flash this back anyway. We don't want a big hand full of stuff, and we need to make them minus Liliana. Ideally. Obviously they could have Invoked to spare. There's the minus. Underdog will kill our Liliana.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
This just got returned. I didn't even see this combo. Do we want to discard our hand? Actually a very interesting question. No. At least this can kill the Liliana now. Oh, there's the other piece. Don't think we want to plus our Liliana. I want to hold on to that. Right, now they've got to deal with one of these two. Well, they've got to deal with the Mishra, because the Dragon Engine can flash back. Unearth. I keep saying flashback, it's not a spell. Okay. You're going to be discarding those, aren't you? So much fun. That is just fun. Oh, I've got this one so fast I didn't even manage a glass of Dr. Pepper. I'll take that. Start with the springs. These pain lands feel so bad. Like the damage off them is so painful. Like when you played the shock ones, the ones where you have to pay 2 life for them to come in untapped. You do it, you take your 2 life, it doesn't even feel that bad. These, they probably net you 2 life over a game, but it just feels so much worse. Not the fastest start. Against Esper. Hopefully this resolves. Yay. Now it's a better start. Not sure I'm going to need these cut downs, but I can take that back. Let's ditch that one. That's probably it. Take that. So, we'll do one of these. Cut down meta, baby. Attack with that, and then play our Liliana of the Veil. What I will not do is plus it. Play it, don't do anything with it. That's what I'm talking about. Premium play. Just there, ready to make them sack whatever 4-drop hell they play. Time. You're gonna destroy my Liliana and give me a card. I suppose that's alright. That is alright with me. So we can get rid of this. We can attack with this. And that won't use the treasure with it. So this will be 4, 5, 6, 7. We might be able to play this as a 7 next time if we play this way. Painful for them. I'm always aware with this deck though that there's a farewell round every corner, so we want to be finishing them quickly. Playing this for 7 when we've got such a developed board might not be the best thing. That's annoying. I can't even kill it with my Harvester Reflection combo. I mean, what we can do is attack with this. Pretend we just want the treasure, and then kill them with the Harvester Reflection combo. Every time. Okay. Harvester, go-go, gadget harvester. Copy, gadget harvester. Sacrifice, gadget harvester. Yeah. I am in two minds. I don't really think I need to play anything. So we got 7, 10, 12 damage. We haven't got lethal. But it'll feel so bad if I play this Puppeteer, then they fare well. They've only shown creatures so far. Maybe we're not getting farewelled. Watch me get farewelled. just watch it happen. There's going to be a little untapped land. Thunk. Then going to be... As all my things go in the bin. No. Okay, good. No, it's creatures only deck. Oh, opponent's in an absolute shambles now. Good. That is that 5 in a row? Rakdos too strong. Next game. Triple P. And we're on the play, and we have not got great, but, you know, we always draw our third land when we keep 2 on the play, don't we? Don't we? Don't we? But that's what I get. A Thalia and a tap land. That is punished. Hashtag punished. And now we're going to get obliterated by this officer. I mean, I deserve it. I could cycle this, but I know I would have not got that, so... We've just got to hope that we can get to 6 and not get our command countered before we die. That is the new plan. Well, we've got to 5. Let's Fable. That'll help us get to 6. Either we'll have our dude, or we can discard some stuff. Yeah, just more of those 2 power creatures coming down. Just let me resolve this Gix's command, please. Don't be sat there with a counter spell with these 2 shitty mana open. That's what they've got, isn't it? You know they're sat there with a little wanky counter spell. Can't actually target stuff in graveyards, eh? Nope, no wanky counter spell. Just a wanky load of dead creatures. Well, now the Mire's here. And Thalia again. They don't give up, do they? These Thalias. So we could make them sack the Thalia with this. Prob's the best move. Keep the soldier numbers from snowballing too much. And I'll play this. Because I am not going to block with it, but they don't know. They might think I might. What I'm actually going to do is use what I'm going to do is just get it Cathard so I can't use it. And then they're going to generate a shitload of soldiers that I have no way of dealing with. That's actually what's going to happen. Okay,
With friends.
that wasn't exactly as planned. So if they attack with the Mire, they're going to get 5 at least soldiers. Oh, shit. So we can block like this. So what do we take? 8? The land situation. At the start, shouldn't keep it. Shouldn't do it. Didn't have a single removal spell either apart from the kicks. That was bad. Right. Nimi. Let's do a win on you, please. Alright, I got 3 lands on the play this time. We haven't got the colours for our 2 Fleshgorgers, but I'm sure that'll resolve itself. I'm sure I would never live to regret saying those words. 100% sure. It's going to be soldiers again. Everyone who's highly rated is playing soldiers. Oh no, Esper. Not just any old Esper, but slow Esper with Bankbuster. Okay, let's get at them. This is where my plethora of removal spells is going to come in handy. What you got for me, Nimi? You got a 3-power creature that's going to stop me attacking. Gonna remove my little dude. That's cool. I mean, it's not cool, but do I even want to discard any of these? Maybe one of these. Okay, that was worth it. Now I can use my blood to get rid of this. Maybe. I quite like having the blood with the second harvester, because it means we can kill something big. Something like that. Which I couldn't kill if I used that blood now. And I can't cut that down. Another Fable. So we play this first, obviously. Then we kill the Greasefang. Die, Gadget Greasefang. Powering that up isn't going to help you aside from literally making that killable. The only thing that I can attack with that you can't block is this. Okay. That is an interesting play I've not seen before. So I can't attack for this turn. Fine. But next time. That was a strange play. What big vehicles are there that they can get back with Greasefang now? Is it just the same old vehicles, or are there new vehicles? I can't remember vehicles. Sunny does vehicles, right? Yeah. Curious to see what's in store for us. We need to get our Sheoldred down to deal with this annoyance. I feel like there's a black control deck with Bankbusters, Sheoldreds and the Puppeteers. No, opponent knows that the Fable Bloodtithe Harvester combo is a rinse and repeat. It has been since it came out, and it's still performing now. Next one. Skakista. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it. Just green. God, see very little green around. That is annoying. I think we'll keep this to cycle, shall we? Don't want more lands, please. We only got 38% chance of drawing them from now on, so... Oh, Gruul Artifacts? I look forward to seeing this. This is something I could get behind making a version of myself. That's good. That is not annoying. That is perfect. I've an artifact into. I mean, this with this is obviously a nice little combo. I feel like there's a Jund. I've seen people playing this with the Harvester and a Spider and Fable. I think there's a deck there that could be cool. But I reserve judgment until I actually try it myself. I haven't got wildcards to craft these at the moment, and they were never going to be the priority. Maybe it's really good. Because blood, you know, blood is good, but then it's green. It's not a blood colour. And this, I don't know if I can bring myself to play that. Maybe. Depends if you've got something to do with these. What the flip is this? I don't even know what this is. When it enters the battlefield, you and opponent create a Power Stone token. And these can't be used for non-artifact spells, so they're no use to me. Look at the top 4. You may reveal an artifact from among it and put it in your hand. Okay. That seems pretty nifty, opponent. Can I have some removal for this thing? Thank you. So I can't actually use this. Okay. Maybe I should remove this. Then I can attack and play the Praetor. But I can kill this with the command. I'm gonna do this one. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but... Oh, no, I don't want to cycle that. Oh, but you can cycle using the Power Stone. That's why it was open. And I can use the blood with the Power Stone. There's probably something there, isn't there? Yeah. Didn't think that guy would live. He never does. Being able to draw tons of cards is just not something that people can let you do, is it? I can pay this thing's ability with this? Yeah. Because... yeah, okay. I swear there's going to be tons more uses for these Power Stone things than I... Oh no, I can't because I've only got one red. What a frickin' idiot. Oh my god. Even I realised there. Well, that was a complete moron move. I mean, at least I can copy this, but they probably grow the wormlet this turn. And then it'll be out of range of Obliterating Bolt. Oh my god. Not just grow the wormlet, but like, what is this? This is not what we want. I think we might be in trouble, boys. There's been about 4,000 mistakes made by me this game. Each opponent sacrifices the highest creature and maybe some lifelink for us on this. And then we go like this. Then this thing just gets unearthed and they kill that and we die. Man, that shows you can't just make 400 mistakes against these decks. That was a pretty bad play by me. Okay, now time for a quick look at the stats. So, the stats are quite tricky to see. So this isn't actually all the same deck. If you look, I actually butchered a Jund deck I was trying to build this Rakdos deck, so there's a ton of changes made. So I can only really take into account version 3, which is the 8 games that you saw me play on the video. So we had a 75% win rate on the video. I have to say, I actually think the deck is really good. I piloted it fairly awfully on this video. That last game was a pretty massive throw by me. And I reckon there's a lot of power in this deck, and a lot of... I could probably sort of work the piloting of this deck a bit better with a bit of practice. These were the first 8 games I played, the only 8 I've played with it, so I'm sure that we can do better. But given that that was all in Mythic, and we still managed to get a 75% win rate in a small sample size, I would say this deck's got some legs, and I think it does need some tweaking. It's probably not the finished product. I think we can probably try and make a bit more out of this graveyard sort of synergy we have going on here. So maybe put some underdogs in, or I don't know. There's probably some tweaks we can make. Maybe remove the command, remove, I don't know, maybe the puppeteers, and put in some underdogs. Maybe that would be a better combo. Not sure. Gonna have a bit of a play around with it, but thank you very much for watching. I apologise for not being around, and I am going to do my best to be around a bit more, but I really do appreciate you watching. For everyone who sort of has hung around on the channel waiting for a video, this is it. Thank you very much. I'll be back soon.